What's the most satisfying too late apology you've ever shut down? My manager at this tech company was this guy named Darren, who basically made my life hell for 2 years. I was just a junior marketing assistant, and he was one of those guys who smiled in meetings but would tear you apart the second nobody was looking. He'd shoot down every idea I had, steal my work, and give it to his favorites. And worst of all, he'd make these little comments about how I wasn't really a culture fit for the company. Like when I wore my hair in braids or anything that looked too ethnic, he'd be like, "Oh, that's interesting," or make jokes about diversity hires during lunch breaks. I heard him tell another manager once that I only got hired because they needed to check some boxes, and that I wasn't long-term material anyway. It was the kind of stuff that never made it to HR but ate me up inside. I tried reporting him once, but they basically told me to keep my head down and prove myself first. So I did exactly that, but not the way they thought. I started documenting everything. Every email where he took credit for my campaigns, every Slack message where he'd dismiss my suggestions, then use them later. I kept timestamps on all my original work so I could prove what was mine. The breaking point was this huge campaign I'd been working on for months. I'd done all the research, written the copy, designed the whole strategy. Darren presented it to the executives like it was his masterpiece. Didn't mention my name once. I watched him get praise for work that had kept me up for weeks, and I knew I was done. Then the company announced they were restructuring and bringing in a new VP of operations. Darren was bragging to everyone about how he was definitely getting promoted to head of strategy. That's when I made my move. I put together this massive file with everything I'd been collecting. Screenshots of him presenting my work, email chains showing where ideas came from, audio recordings from team meetings where you could hear him taking credit. I even did side-by-side comparisons of project timelines showing my original drafts versus when he claimed to have thought of things. I sent it all to the new VP, who didn't owe Darren any favors. A week later, HR called Darren in for a meeting. He never came back to his desk. Turns out the new VP called me in too, but not to get in trouble. They'd created a whole new position just for me called Strategic Growth Manager. Basically everything Darren thought he was getting, plus more money and my own team. 3 months later, I'm at this networking event for marketing professionals, and I see him across the room. He's wearing this cheap suit that doesn't fit right and introducing himself as a freelance consultant, which is code for unemployed. His eyes go wide when he sees my name tag with my new title. He walks over with that same fake smile he used to use and goes, "Hey Lana, I've been thinking about our time working together, and I realized I was probably too hard on you back then. I was under a lot of pressure trying to make the team work, and I think I took it out on you sometimes. I'm really sorry about that. I hope there's no hard feelings." I just looked at him for a long second. He's standing there expecting me to be grateful or something. Like I'm supposed to tell him it's okay, and we're cool now that I'm successful despite him, not because of him. I took a sip of my champagne and said, "Darren, I hope you figure out how to treat people better someday. But your apology doesn't fix the 2 years you spent trying to destroy my confidence. Good luck with the consulting thing, though." Then I turned around and walked back to my conversation with 2 CMOs who wanted to poach me for their companies. I could feel him standing there, but I didn't look back.